Hello, Oracles. Well, Tesla stock had a very nice outperformance today as we got China sales figures coming in for the month of October. Those came in at a record number. Now, the record number that they beat was the highest delivery number that they had in the first month of a quarter ever. So, again, they were down from September. September's numbers were just over 80,000. They came in at 72,000 vehicles delivered for October. So, it is down sequentially, and a lot of media outlets are reporting it as a number that is down. But as we know as Tesla investors, and we know that in the first month of a quarter, they usually prioritize exports. So we're going to take a look at some charts to see where those all landed. But first, we're going to hop into the charts, and taking a look at the charts, we can see right here that we're right on that line of the downward trend that we were on. So again, with the outperformance today that kept us right on that line, it's definitely looking like a dead cat bounce that we're on. I don't know if we're going to break out of this. The inverse head and shoulders pattern is still technically intact if we start coming back up again. I don't know. We're just going to keep on tracking this as we go. Again, as long term investors, does not matter. But things that we are paying attention to, we've got volume coming in pretty darn low. We had seen during the Fed announcement that a lot of money was moving over to the bond market as Jerome Powell was speaking. This is something we've been paying attention to for the last 2 months, is there's a lot lower volume than normal in equities, and a lot of that money is in bonds. And the way I look at that is when there's not a lot of big money that is sitting in equities, that means that there's a great opportunity for us to put our money in equities, because when big money starts to put their money back into it, that means it's going to drive the price a lot higher. So these to me, again, not financial advice, but this to me is a great time to be investing. So I do not know if we're going to go lower. A lot of people are still saying that we could be coming down to 140. Again, don't know. There's still a lot that can happen over the next 6 to 12 months with the Fed. So anything can happen at this point. I'm just monitoring it. But looking at where we're at right now, looking at the trends, we're right on that cusp of either breaking out of this or breaking down. We're right on the edge. So we're just going to track this and follow it forward. The RSI is at 38, a little bit on the lower end. And with midterm elections coming up next week, we could come down a little bit further. Again, we're just going to watch this. Not a big deal in my eyes. And so jumping over to the China sales numbers, Roland Percher did a great job of breaking down this chart here. So we can see that we've got 72,000 vehicles that were delivered in Q4 of 2022, and that is a record. The previous record was in Q1, which was 60,000 vehicles for the first month. Now, he does extrapolate out these numbers for the rest of the quarter. So we've got the 72,000 in October, then he's got it at 83,000 in November, and 72,000 again in December. That is based upon the numbers that we have seen historically in the past. So if we end up going up the same amount, we could be seeing a total of 227,000 vehicles getting delivered in Q4 from Shanghai alone. That's a massive number. So that is going to be huge, and that could be the start of the epic Q4 that Elon was talking about. So those 72,000 vehicles that we saw delivered in October out of Shanghai does not include the price cuts that we had seen on October 24th. Those price cuts came in at that time, and it takes about a week for those vehicles to get delivered. So those deliveries will all be hitting in November. And because of those price cuts, we are getting news out here that there are cancellations from other China EV brands for people coming over to Tesla. There were no names specifically, but we know that we've got NIO, BYD, XPeng, Li Auto. All of these manufacturers are over there right now selling vehicles, and some of them are seeing cancellations with people shifting over to Tesla. One of the big deals that we have seen behind this is the fact that we know that many of them are not profitable on their vehicles yet. So if these companies are seeing Tesla dropping prices and they need to stay competitive with Tesla, that means that they are going to need to drop their prices as well. If they drop their prices, that means even lower profits or no profits at all for some of these manufacturers. This is something we could end up seeing happening worldwide as well, as more competition ends up coming in for worldwide places, especially here in the US. We could end up seeing that same thing happen. We know here Legacy Auto is not profitable on their vehicles, and we have the startups that are not profitable on their vehicles. So if Tesla is going to be coming out here and dropping prices as well in the future, that is going to force Legacy Auto and other competition to drop their prices as well, which could be very detrimental to their business. And the way Gary Black has it broken down, based upon the numbers that they have been running, they're looking at about 21,700 vehicles getting delivered domestically and 50,000 of these vehicles getting delivered as exports. And Gary here reiterates the fact that they did the price cuts on the Model 3 and the Model Y on October 24th, so only 1 week of impact on October China sales, which again were most likely going to be hitting the November numbers, and he says that November and December China sales numbers are likely to be huge. And so again, I'm really excited about this number, and you guys can let me know in the comments below how you feel about it. Now, I again am reporting it as a record number because as a Tesla investor, I know how Tesla runs their business when it comes to the quarterly waves, and we are still in these waves as we are smoothing them out. And so we are seeing the numbers coming out of the first month of the quarter being much higher than we had seen in the past for the first month of a quarter, which is why I am calling it a record. But again, we are going to see other media outlets out there portraying it as a lower number because it did come in under September's 83,000 vehicles. So again, I'm excited to see that we had this very nice outperformance today with the numbers that we had gotten out of China. We are looking at a strong stock price. Don't know where we're going to be going in the future. I know I'm just going to continue adding as we go along. I am now over 41 shares and I continue to add. I continue to grow my portfolio. You guys can let me know in the comments below where you guys are at for your share count. I love hearing it from you guys when you are hitting your goals. Some of you are hitting that 100 mark, some are 500. Some of you guys are hitting that 30 mark. Maybe you're at 10. I started small myself. So whatever level you guys are at, it is awesome to hear about. So thank you guys for sharing that. I also wanted to thank Jay Lizard. I had reached out to you guys and asked for some support with the channel on the back end of stuff, and he has been extremely helpful today, giving me a lot of homework I need to do. So you guys are going to be seeing some updates in the channel, both in the description, on the channel homepage, some things here in the studio. So Jay Lizard, thank you so much for your help on all of that. And again, I have been speaking to some others of you out there as well, and I am open to even more suggestions. The more ideas, the better. This way I can continue to improve the channel, and I thank all of you guys. I am still looking for someone, maybe as a paid role as well as an assistant, to go into the back end of everything for me to check on all the algorithms, make sure that all of my tags are good, put timestamps in on a lot of different things, making sure that the thumbnail that I use is good, making sure that the title is going to be good, just things that can help boost the channel and really get the visibility out there. These are the things that really just play with the algorithm, and it's frustrating because, I don't have time to sit here and go through all the algorithms since I'm working all day long. I would rather focus on putting out the content for you guys, but if I could have somebody on the back end to be able to help with all this, that would be a huge help, and I would love anybody who would be willing to help me with that. Otherwise, thank you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a membership program and a Patreon. I share all of my price targets, my production and delivery forecasts, my valuation model, and all of my income, expense, and investment reports as well as other perks and exclusive content. Thank you guys so much. Have a great one.